Alright guys, so I wanted to make this video because today was a really easy day, and yeah, um, super easy day, and that's, well, that's one because of the, because I'm actually doing my strategy right now. I found out a few days ago that I was not even doing the model that I based my strategy on right. So, now that I'm doing it right, I'm winning more, right? And so, um, yeah, it really, it really helped. So, anyways, let's get into it. So, um, what are we in right now? We're in bullish continuations, obviously, super clear, higher highs and higher lows. I'm bullish on the day, right? Um, that like again, even this is my model right here, right? Like change the stage of delivery, right? 15-minute fair value gap retest, liquidity sweep here again, and then a 5-minute inversion. Like, dude, it's genuinely way too easy now. Like, I'm not even joking. Um, but anyways, yeah. Now that I'm doing my strategy right, it's a lot easier to catch things, and yeah. Um, so I'll go over both of these, right? But anyways, we're in clear higher highs and higher lows. We're just bullish, right? So what is my strategy? My strategy is a high time frame fair value gap retest with a liquidity sweep and then a inversion to the other side, right? So essentially what Blake has done for this model is he said, okay, there can be a liquidity sweep, there can be an SMT, and there can be a retest of a change in the state of delivery or an order block, which, if you guys don't know, change in the states in delivery and order blocks are like pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that it kind of comes from a swing point, right? So, like, this I would say is more of an order block. This I would say is definitely order. This is 100% an order block, right? Because there's no swing before we close past this candle. This I would say is more of a change of the state, right? Because you could see that swing low before we close above this candle, right? Uh, if you guys don't know what a change of the state of delivery is, though, go watch TT Trades or PB Trading. Either one works. Um, but yeah, so or he uses a rejection block, right? So like, um, if I can't really give a good example right now, but essentially, right, if price or like, yeah, basically just a rejection block. So he uses those confluences, and then yeah, so price retest into a 15-minute, which is a high time frame fair value gap right here. By the way, sorry if the aspect ratio looks off. I have this set for Instagram and TikTok, not YouTube, so just bear with me. Um, yeah, so here we have our 15-minute retest right here, right? Um, and now we're just looking for a liquidity sweep or an SMT and uh, the way back up, right? So as you guys can see, there's a clear SMT with ES here as well, and it's not just the liquidity sweep. Alright, so that's our first sign. The second sign is that we tap into a change in the state of delivery right here, and we retest the change in state of delivery, and we have a liquidity sweep with this 5-minute low, right? So all that's pretty much telling us is like, okay, we've swept, and then look at the reaction that we have. We have a beautiful reaction. We have a little bit of a retrace, but we have a beautiful reaction, which is telling us what, right? That we are going to reject off of this, okay? And then, yeah, I mean, we just have a really clear inverse right here, right? We have a change to the state of delivery right here again, and then we're just targeting London highs, right? So that's the main gist of it. Now, why does this strategy work so well? Time, right? So obviously I'm not taking that because it's during London slash pre-market, and that's 5:30 in the morning for me. I'm just not up that early, right? I'm up at 6:15 maybe. But what do we see here? What do we get? We get another 15-minute fair value gap retest. Let me delete this one. That was kind of my thought process for that individual trade, but so yeah, what do I see coming into the day? Okay, I see we rebalance off of this. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. What am I looking for? Just a continuation trade, right? That's literally it. All I'm looking for is a continuation. This fair value gap has already gotten filled, so I'm looking for a push past that as well, which now that I think about it makes this a rejection block. So we can mark that out right here. That's supposed to be black. But yeah, right. So as soon as we hit this, and this was just the next imbalance that I could find. Yes, this is the fair value gap right here. It's tiny, but it's a fair value gap. And so I noticed that we reject off of it almost instantly. I'm like, okay, strong holding fair value gap, right? But what do we also have? We have two liquidity sweeps right here, and we have an SMT, right? Which, if you have an SMT and a liquidity sweep inside of a continuation trade, pretty high probability it's going to keep going to those highs right there. Okay. Now, I am targeting, what is my target? The swing high. Why? Because London high already got taken. It's the nearest draw on liquidity. That's just literally it. So, yeah, so reject really nicely. This running up. We have two liquidity sweeps. We tapped into this change of the state of delivery, and we have an SMT. Now, my A plus model requires an SMT with the leg that created the fair value gap that's being retraced into. What does that mean? For my A plus 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 setup, the one that I'm going to be taking every single time, price has to retrace into a fair value gap, and the leg that created the fair value, in case, for this example, this leg right here, this leg created the fair value gap that's being retraced into. There needs to be an SMT with the leg that created it and the leg that's being retraced into it, right? What can you guys see on my screen? It starts at the leg that created the fair value gap, and it ends on the candle retracing into the fair value gap. So that is my A plus model right there. Then we go down to the 1 minute right time frame alignment, and we can see, right? If we go all the way to the right here, we can see ES took that low and NQ obviously did not. So that's what the SMT is. We have a sweep of this low and a sweep on the change of the state of delivery. Right, so what is all this telling you? Well, it's telling you that we're probably going to go up. Like, plain and simple, bro. I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it. Right? And this is the part that would get a lot of people, right? Because obviously there's no fair value gap to inverse, right? So you're like, oh, well, how'd you enter? Because there's no inversion. If you watch PB Blake enough and you look at candlesticks enough and go on FX replay and backtest enough, you will know where the fair value gap is on the 30-second, right? I can't get the 30-second. Why? Because I don't have the plan for it. Okay? I don't have the 30-second. But when ES has a 1 minute fair value gap and NQ does not, gee willy gall. Perfect PO3 setup right here, by the way. I'm assuming that there's a 30-second, right? And if we go on my live account, which does have the 30-second, I can almost guarantee, and even if it doesn't have a 30-second, if NQ doesn't have a 30-second IFVG, I can still see that, yeah, again, just like I predicted, right? 30-second IFVG right here. Like, I'm telling you guys, once you guys can be on the charts long enough, you guys are gonna recognize an IFVG like almost instantly. Like, I'm just telling you, bro. Like, just from experience, you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell when there's a fair value gap. But yeah, so with that kind of being said, it's very easy to tell when there's a 30-second, right? So I was able to tell that there's a 30-second, okay, and that's why that's why I pretty much took it, right? I know that there's a 30-second here. There's a 1 minute on NQ, and there's not on, or there is a 1 minute on ES. There's no one on NQ, right? I didn't even need to go to my broker, my platform for live data to show you guys this. I know. So again, it just proves to show why chart time is more important than anything. Bye. Love you too. Okay. So anyways, that's my idea from this trade. That's pretty much it. It can't really get much simpler than that. 15-minute fair value gap retest with an SMT and two retests, and a retest of a change of the state of delivery and a liquidity sweep with a clear target, perfect PO3. There's literally no better setup in the world than that. That's the video. Like, I can remove all this now, right? But now what are we looking at? I'll do chart analysis for my thing right now. Okay. What do we retrace into? We retrace into a high time frame order block. Okay. What did we sweep? We sweep an order block. Right. Now what are we looking for? We're looking for a low time frame IFVG. Gee willy gall. Like, bro, I'm not even playing with you guys. Low time frame IFVG, 5-minute IFVG right here. What do? You fucking enter. Stop goes at the highs. Where do you target? You could target this rejection block, which is probably what I would have targeted just for my piece of the pie. You can target this little sweep right here, which would have gotten hit. Or you can target this low, which we will see if this gets hit. Obviously, probably not in this video, but today is... What is today? Today is July 9th, 2026. So if you want to go back and look at, the 5-minute time frame on July 9th, 2026, you can do that. But obviously, right, that's how simple my strategy is. You can use pretty much anything. There just has to be a retest or a sweep of some sort, and then an IFEG to the other side. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.